Greetings everyone, welcome back to Show Learning. Today we are going to see how to create strong and effective classroom culture. You would strongly agree that establishing a classroom culture is an essential tool in our hand to bring out the best in teaching and learning process.
We need to keep in mind the 5 principles on which classroom culture is based: discipline, management, control, influence, and engagement. None of these work singularly, but a judicious mix of all of them is needed to bring out the best in setting your classroom culture.
Easier said than done. I am here to help you with a few strategies that are sure to bring in a positive classroom culture in your grade. Strategy number 1. Entry routine. Your first interaction of the day with the student has to be perfect and instill in them the confidence to proceed further with daily routine.
Entry routine is about making a habit out of what's efficient, productive, and scholarly after the greeting, and as the students take their seats and the class begin, it sets the tone of the day. So make sure that your students know where to get materials for class on their way in. Have seats assigned. They know what to do with homework. They should aware where to find in the classroom.
Strategy number 2. Do now. Be ready with a do now module. It is a routine set of instructions, be it for homework, notebook, textbook, stationery kit, which you keep in the same place and do that in the same way every day. With minimum interventions, your students know the agenda, the requirements for the class, the submission guidelines, and they also know where to exactly look for these instructions. When you know what is to be done and how it is to be done, you do it perfectly, correct?
In this strategy, you have to write the activity on the board or keep it ready on their desk before they enter your classroom. This works because of consistency and preparation. By doing do now activity, students are clear about what they are working on. It eliminates the excuses that lead to distraction. Students can complete their task without direction from teacher. It should take maximum 3 to 5 minutes. Do now instructions is in the same place every day. It requires putting pencil to paper. It should preview the day's lesson or recap a previous session.
You can download the points of this strategy by clicking the link in the description box. Strategy number 3. Tight transitions. Transitions from one activity to the next moment within and amongst classroom all take up the time. If these are messy, it could lead to disruptions and conflicts. Ensure tight transitions which are routine and students can execute without extensive narration by the teacher.
This strategy starts by mapping the route. There is one right way to line up. One path each student follow on the way to the reading area, the door, or some other place. Your student should follow the same path every time. Then they need to practice under your watchful eye. Often multiple times a day, you should seek to practice doing it the same way every time until students can follow through as a matter of habit for the first week of school.
By the end of first week of school, every student should know and understand the procedures like how to line up, move from one place to another without having to be told. In an effective classroom, transition takes place less than 30 seconds and often far less. Strategy number 4. Binder control. Many a times, a work is found on scrap paper or at the back page of the book and so on. It is thus essential to teach your students how to build a system for storage, organization, and recall of what they have learned. Every student must learn to follow a format of organizing paper within the binder or maintaining a notebook in chronological format.
When everybody is using the same system, it is easy for you to prefer to a particular topic or page, and you can make sure everyone has and can find what they need. For example, assign a number to all materials you expect students to keep in the binders or fill in the notebook index like 37. Notes on subject-verb agreement. 38. Subject-verb agreement worksheet. 39. Subject-verb agreement homework. 40. Worksheet for subject-verb agreement with a compound subject.
That way, when you say, if you don't remember, check your notes, You know, every student has the notes, or you can even tell them wherein their binders can find them. That should be topic 37. Finally, you can ensure that students have a full and complete packet when reviewing for the test. Strategy number 5. Slant. No matter how great the lesson is, if students are not alert, they are not sitting up properly, then teaching them is like a pouring water into a leaking bucket. It is important to teach students how to listen and pay attention. It is general observation that teachers rarely think about how to teach behaviors and skills that help students to concentrate and focus.
SLANT is one of the acronyms which has 5 key behaviors that maximize students' ability to pay attention. Sit up, listen, ask and answer questions, nod your head, track the speaker.
The use of consistent acronym is quick and efficient. We can remind students to be attractive and ready learners by urging them simply and quickly to slant. For example, if any student sits with folded hand in front of you, then slant remind them to sit up straight, and pointing to your eyes with 2 fingers remind to be on track. Strategy number 6. On your mark. You can't hope to win if you are not standing at the starting line. When your shoes tied when the race begins, every student must start class with book, pen, pencil and paper in hand. This must be the expectation in every class every day. Use on your mark strategy to show them how to prepare before it begins and expect them to do the so every day.
Be explicit about what students need to have to start class. Make it a small and finite list. Paper out, desk clear, pencil sharp and ready, homework. Set a time limit. Be specific about when students need to have everything ready. Use a standard consequence. Have a small and appropriate consequence that you can administer without hesitation. Provide tools without consequence, like pencil, paper, to those who recognize the need before class. Homework should be turned in and checked for completeness at the start of class. There should be a separate consequence of not doing it.
Strategy number 7. Seat signal. Very often, request for washroom, justified or not, distract the class. A request for non-verbal signals, especially for the instances that need the student to move out from their seats, can serve the purpose of continuing the flow of lesson.
Seat signals need to be simple as per the following criteria. Definitely remind students to exercise the same with caution. Students must be able to signal their request from their seats. Students must be able to signal request non-verbally. The signals should be specific and unambiguous but subtle enough to prevent them from becoming a distraction. You should be able to manage both their request and your response without interrupting instruction. You should be explicit and consistent about the signals you expect students to use, posting them on the wall so students can see them. Respond to students only when the usage of signal is appropriate.
I hope these strategies will help you to create a strong classroom culture. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. Happy teaching.